Alright guys, something different today. I mean, if you like these off the bike pre-story things, but don't worry, in a very short while we'll be on a bike. Not what you're expecting, but a bike. But we got to take Boss Hog to the bike. But see, I promise there will be bike. Can you guys tell I've been on a very accidental broadcast kick lately? I've been watching like all his videos. I'm very inspired by him lately, hence all the off the bike stuff and general changes. Don't worry, I'm still fried, but I really like accidental broadcast. We're here. So as I mentioned before, which may or may not have gone into the video because, well, as I mentioned, also that camera's shit. So this is my buddy's bike. He just moved out of that house and this is the last thing there. He needs me to come pick it up. And I've been planning on riding this thing for a long time and never actually got around to it until just now. This is a 2008 CBR1000rr, which, I mean, if you've watched anything Cycle Cruiser, you know all about this bike. For those who are newer to the channel, this is not the first time I've been on a leader bike, so I can't use that tag, unfortunately, because I used to own a 2005 R1. And from that ownership, we know that that R1 is actually faster than this bike. But it was also modded. This is a completely stock bike. The only thing that's not stock is it has, I believe they're Willwood clip-ons, so they're at a weird angle. They're like almost straight instead of like angling down, which if you've ridden a sport bike before, you're used to them kind of angling down a little bit. Holy Jesus, the bottom end grunt on this beats the snot out of that old R1. Wow, it's got some bottom end. Jesus, already speeding. Whoopsie. It's probably the clip-ons, but this feels absolutely nothing like my 2007 CBR1000rr, which is only 1 year off and 400 cc's different. It's completely different, totally different. Not even close. And I've only taken it down the street, I can tell you that already. A lot of it has to do with the clip-ons, but the riding position is totally different. The hell happened to his wheel? Looks like he was one of those dudes that had a boot on his car and then shook it off, all ghetto style. In true FryRiding fashion, while I'm getting used to this bike, I'll go ahead and give you guys a nice little story. You ready for the story? I know you like my stories. So this story actually takes place only about an hour or two ago. It's a nice quick story. Funny-ish. Today I was taking my morning poop and I was going to the bathroom and, you know, just kind of sitting there browsing through Instagram, and I feel that notorious gurgle, 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 you know, that fart bubble. I'm like, well, I'm in the right place for this. And there was a huge air pocket that I hit during the festivities in there, which let out a nice trumpet sound. It was a thunker. It was nice. I was very impressed with the quality of this this asset-bringing onslaught. Not a whole lot of forgiveness in this clutch, but that's aftermarket levers too, I think. And no, actually, these are the exact same ones I had on the R1. I feel like they had a lot less throw. Oh, thanks, dude. You know, cut off the motorcycles, that's fine. What the hell is wrong with you? You're going to block the intersection after cutting me off. What is he doing? He's speaking with his hands. So he's not texting, is his hands flailing? I don't know if he's having a manic breakdown or what. Either way, it's affecting his driving. Oh, so where was I? Yeah, the butt trumpet. It let out a nice solid thumper in there. And I have dogs that are on like a hair trigger, man, and they hate the mailman. So apparently they thought the mailman was knocking on the door. Now, to give you an extent of how thunkering this was, I was in the bathroom on clear the other side of the house in the back part of my master bedroom, and the dogs were in the living room on the couch with the kitchen between us, and the front door is all the way to the other side. So they thought someone was knocking at the front door from that far away. It was good. It was really good. But to their disappointment, they got to the door and there was no one there, which is, you know, not fun when you're expecting the mailman to be there because you want to bark. So now they all started howling. Well, one started howling and all the other ones have to follow suit. So they were howling at the front door. Little do they know, they were howling at my moon. Dad go. And for everybody who doesn't understand personal property, which seems to be just about, I don't know, 10% of the people who watched my video on the, what are you doing, plastic bag? Who watched my video on the BMW S1000. This is not my property, this is not my bike, so I am not going to fucking redline it on public roads while recording it. So if you're wondering why I'm not doing a high speed run on my first ride on the CBR1000, that's why, because I have respect for my friend's stuff. Some people have a hard time grasping that, really do. They're like, of course it feels slow, you were only going slow. You can tell how a bike feels like riding it around. You can tell if it's fast or slow. It doesn't, you don't need to fucking redline it on public roads to figure out if it's fast. Ding-a-ling. If you have ridden a CBR1000rr, then you know this is basically that bike with a bigger engine. And what they say is true. It does not feel as big as an R1. It has the same feel size-wise as a CBR. I mean, if it had the same clip-ons as that 600, it would feel a heck of a lot like it with just a crap load more power. And it definitely has more power. That's kind of a no-brainer. It's a 1000 versus the 600. It's just a lot more power. But it's not a crazy amount of power. It's a nice, smooth delivered, controllable power. I really like the power delivery on this bike. It's nice and smooth and just linear. I like it. It's a lot like just predictable. It's not erratic. It doesn't feel like it's turbocharged. It just feels like a naturally aspirated, tons of grunt. I like it. This thing's super freaking cool, by the way. This little deck thing back here, I got a video of it in action, but this is like I want one of these so freaking bad to lift my bike into the truck, because the whole thing comes down, you put the bike on this, and then the whole thing goes right back up. I mean, clearly it's expensive because they're a tow truck company, but here, look, check it out. Here's how it works. I want that so bad. I own Yamahas, I kind of need something like that.